Hey guys, it's Scales here to talk about a new kind of eraser. We all know how to erase, but now we're going to use what's called a background eraser, and we're also going to try the magic eraser. So we're going to start with the background eraser. At the top, you have some different choices, and I want to make sure that I'm on this one that looks like it's got a target, and I want to make sure that there's discontinuous, continuous, and find edges. So for this bar activity, I'm going to make sure I'm on find edges. Now, what this is going to do, and it's really kind of neat, is if I start in this burgundy section, okay, and I go off into the gray, if you notice what it's doing, it's stopping me from erasing the gray. Now, you do have to watch. See what I did? I got too far into the gray, so it did erase some of it. So you want to kind of watch that, which is why we kind of start with this one as a practice. So I'm going to undo just to show you again. And if you look, there's a little crossbar there in the middle where that crossbar, if it crosses into the gray, it's going to erase the gray. So you want to make sure that you're really careful. So I'm going to start in the burgundy and I'm going to keep my crossbar off that gray. That can be a little hard to do, but you got to kind of have to watch it because once you start erasing the background, it's harder to see that crossbar. But you got to just kind of know it's in the middle there. And I'm just going to erase all this area. Now, if you notice, see how it's not erasing these two areas? My little plus crossbar has to get on those areas. So this is really convenient if you're trying to erase large sections of something and you don't want to have to worry about erasing parts that you are not meant to. So for this one, it's really simple. I just want you to show me that you can figure out how to erase the burgundy without erasing the gray. That's it. Pretty simple, right? But wait, it gets harder. So I'm going to come back into my all images file for projects, and I'm going to choose the branches image and drag that into Photoshop. And I'm going to be using the same technique. However, this image, if you look, is a lot more complicated, okay? It's still going to recognize the edges, but what we want to do is we're going to target this blue area, okay? And I want to make sure that as I work, I don't let go of the mouse. That's really important. And again, I'm taking my crossbars into all of these little nooks and crannies, and I'm going to be erasing the image. All this blue is my goal. I want to leave the green. I want to leave the branches. By starting with the blue, the computer knows that all I want to get rid of is the blue. Now, this is an easy technique, but what the problem is there's something that's complicated like this. It can be very time consuming. If you're watching carefully, I'm getting the crossbar there in the middle exactly over these little tiny pieces of blue that are trapped between my leaves. This can be very time consuming, but it's a lot easier, in my opinion, than having to select everything, especially when Magic Wand won't get it or the Quick Select won't get it. This is your next best option. I would say I wouldn't go to this one automatically. I would use this for the images like this that are very complicated, but you also have to make sure that the background color is not too complicated. If the background is really complicated, the computer won't be able to differentiate all the different shades. So if it's multiple shades of blue where one's really light and one's really, really dark, the computer might struggle with that. This is kind of a trial and error thing. You'll kind of slowly figure out which shades you can use it for and which ones you can't. But again, if I do need to let go, which God knows that has to happen, I'm going to let go, but I need to go back and start with a blue. If I start on a brown, look at what it does. It's going to erase my brown instead, okay? So I have to be really careful to make sure that I start in the color that I want to get rid of and only that color, okay? So give yourself a trial with this one, kind of run through it. When you're all done, there should be no blue in your picture. And before you tell me it's going to take a long time, I know it's going to take a long time because I've already done this activity. Good luck. If you have any questions, let us know. Thanks, guys.